How we doing, ladies and gents? You already know what it is. It's not movie news this week. Today we are doing a Disney Investors Day recap. On Thursday there was Disney Investors Day, which is essentially where the CEO and the board get up and present everything that they're working on. There's a lot of new announcements and some changes and different things of that nature. So it is a massive just news dump, and so I'm going to do a recap. It might be a little bit longer video just because there was just an incredible amount of things announced. So I thought I would just give a quick breakdown since I am clearly the cutting edge news source, always on top of the game. I actually didn't realize this was happening until last night when I was reading just everything that had been announced. So in the future, if you guys know about stuff that you want me to cover, I will cover it. Hopefully still going to put out another movie news later this weekend, but there was just enough here for its own video. So just want to do a quick recap. First of all, don't let any of this announcements or previews distract you from the fact that they did announce that they are increasing the price of the Disney Plus. I guess I should mention this is Disney, but it is very heavily focused on their Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN bundle package. A lot of the announcements are about that. And then in general, there was some just regular Disney announcements, but a bunch of it is geared toward the Disney Plus. Disney Plus is raising its prices. The regular package, just straight Disney Plus, is going to go up to $8 a month. That's increasing $1 from what it was. Or you can do a year package for $80 a month, which is going up $10 from what it was at $70. And then they are having a Disney, they're still doing the Disney bundle with Hulu and Disney. What is happening? They're doing a bundle with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, and that is going up to $14. They're also coming out with a new bundle, which is an ad-free Hulu, and that is going to be $19. So a little bit more about $5 more. Not about, it is $5 more than the regular Hulu bundle with ads. So just don't ever be fooled that big corporations care about you. It's all about the moolah. So I'm just going to give you guys a quick breakdown of kind of the different categories. I'm not going to worry too much about dates because honestly that'll probably change a lot. So everything is announced within the next couple of years, essentially is what they're saying. So they really came out the gate swinging. They just threw it up right on the board. They said we're going to have 10 new Star Wars series, 10 new Marvel series, 15 Disney live action, Disney animation, and Pixar series, kind of a mix of 15 of those, and also 15 new Disney live action, Disney animation, and Pixar features, so like movies. And all that is going to be on Disney Plus. So really feel like Disney Plus came out and really didn't have a whole lot to offer. Obviously, The Mandalorian, that was like their biggest hit, I would say. Obviously, they have their whole library, but it really feels like they got into the streaming game knowing that all this was coming down the pipeline, not really being worried about it. So really feels like they're set up for the next couple of years. So there's a lot of Disney Plus stuff, but there's also some Hulu FX stuff that falls under Disney, and then obviously the ESPN Plus stuff as well. So I'm going to knock out a couple of the smaller announcement categories kind of first. So up first, ESPN Plus. So ESPN just signed a huge deal with the SEC, which is the Southeastern Conference for college football or in college sports. So the deal will bring a select few SEC football games to ESPN Plus, starting with the 2021 football season, and then continue on. And that is a 10-year deal that they made. So if you're an SEC fan and you have ESPN Plus bundle, then you'll probably enjoy that because you don't have to have cable, I guess. So that's a pretty big deal for college football. Then they kind of announced a couple new shows. One is not new. It is called Peyton's Place. It's essentially like an interview style show with Peyton Manning where he has been kind of interviewing football stars and legends, kind of doing that kind of thing. And that is actually being renewed for a third season. To be honest, I didn't really even know that there was a first or a second season. But it is going to now expand into some different sports. So they're going to have some stars such as Abby Wambach, Ronda Rousey, David Ortiz, and Eli Manning. So I think Peyton Manning's funny, and I think he probably does a good job on that show. Then they announced that Stephen A. Smith is getting his own show called Stephen A's World. So that's going to be a weeknight show starting in January, just kind of his perspective on sports and different stories like that. Then they announced a new it's a documentary series called Man in the Arena, which is the Tom Brady story essentially. So it's going to be a 9-part documentary series all about Tom Brady's 9 Super Bowl wins. So that'll probably be pretty interesting. Apparently there's a bunch of never before seen footage of him and different things like that. And then also coming in January, there is kind of a reimagined version of the old show Sports Nation, which will return weekday mornings on ESPN+. So ESPN Plus is definitely the one I use the least, mainly because it just hasn't been a ton. So it looks like they are trying to grow that more, trying to get it just some more things to be on that channel. So hopefully in the future we'll continue to see more content for that. So next up, I'm going to hit on some Hulu announcements. FX falls under Hulu/Disney, which I didn't really realize, I guess. But so they announced a lot of new shows and some movies that will be coming. So first of all, the Kardashian-Jenner family, it's announced that they're going to be making some sort of content. Their show just ended, but they just continue to somehow make billions and millions of dollars. So nothing really new on that. They just announced that that family will have some new content on Hulu. They also announced a new series called Only Murders in the Building, and that is going to be a kind of comedy series with Steve Martin and Martin Short, and then Selena Gomez is joining. So Steve Martin and Martin Short are a great duo. They've done a lot of different stuff together, so that'll probably be pretty exciting. They also announced that there's going to be a couple of other new series. One is called The Dropout, which is about Elizabeth Holmes, who is essentially a con artist. She started a health technology company called Theranos. I remember seeing a couple of things about this in the news, never really got into it, but essentially this lady started a health technology company, which ended up being a complete fraud. And so Kate McKinnon is actually going to be playing the lead role of Elizabeth Holmes. So that should be interesting, kind of probably a comedy/drama series. And then there's a new series called Dope Sick, which is a drama series based on a book, which is going to star Michael Keaton, Peter Sarsgaard, and Rosario Dawson. And then they announced a couple of renewals. Handmaid's Tale is getting renewed for season 5, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has actually been renewed for 4 more seasons, which actually makes it sets the record for longest running live action sitcom in television history. So they also announced that there is going to be a series based on the movie Alien. So Noah Hawley, who is he was the creator behind FX's Fargo and Legion, he's gonna be heading up that project, and it's kind of an adaptation of the original movie Alien. And then there's they stated it as there's currently talks underway for a show called The Stones, which will be just a drama series about the Rolling Stones. That is kind of all that is on Hulu FX. I think Hulu is a great streaming platform for TV. I don't typically watch too much on Hulu, but I know it is it's doing pretty well. So now kind of moving on to what will, I guess, specifically be coming out for Disney Plus / just what Disney is making in general. So that all got kind of meshed together. Disney, what fell under Disney was kind of like, this will be on Disney Plus, this won't be. So some of this might be a little bit, I'll try and do a good job of specifically stating this will be on Disney Plus. So kind of first up, but this one I will still kind of break into categories. National Geographic has teamed up with, or like a while ago teamed up with Disney Plus, so they're going to have a couple new shows. So one show is called Limitless with Chris Hemsworth. That is going to be a show about exploring the limits of the human body, which makes sense if you're exploring the human body that you would choose Chris Hemsworth, because he is sculpted and he's really entertaining. So I think that'll be pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I've even watched any of the Nat Geo stuff on Disney Plus, but it's apparently pretty good. There's also going to be a new one with Will Smith. It's kind of a working title right now, but they're calling it Welcome to Earth, with Will Smith just kind of exploring different world phenomenons and different things like that. And then they also announced that there will be a 4th season of their show Genius, and this one's going to profile Martin Luther King Jr. So Nat Geo has some stuff. Then they announced several documentaries that they're releasing. One is Cousteau, which will actually debut in theaters before coming to Disney Plus, and then a couple other ones: Secrets of the Whales, A Real Bug's Life, and America the Beautiful. So if you're into the documentaries or the National Geographic stuff, there's some good stuff coming down the pipeline. So Disney TV studios, I guess. I don't fully understand a bunch of the Disney, like what Disney, the Disney umbrella is so big that they have like Walt Disney Animation Studios, Disney TV Production Studios, Pixar. Like they have all this stuff. I don't really know what it falls under, but this one is going to be more, so this category I'm calling Disney TV Studios. So they announced that there is a Beauty and the Beast live action show. Luke Evans and Josh Gad from the live action movie are going to return for that series, and there'll be new music for that one. There will also be a reimagining of the Swiss Family Robinson, which I feel like has been remade a lot. And then also they kind of announced that they are doing the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I know that is a pretty famous book series. I've never read it. I don't know if it's like children or like young adult, but pretty famous series. They've made movies before that I don't think were well received. Could have been, to be honest. I don't know a whole lot about that, but they are developing a new series for that. So that's good for those fans, hopefully. Then they announced a couple more series that will come to Disney Plus. One is The Mighty Ducks, subtitled Game Changers. So apparently this is going to pick up where the films left off. The original live action films, Emilio Estevez is coming back, and then Lauren Graham is going to join the cast as well. So definitely enjoyed those when I was a kid. Have not seen them in over a decade, I know. But live action Mighty Ducks, ducks fly together, you know what I'm saying? And also, so another series is Turner and Hooch. This is going to star Josh Peck and a dog. And this is kind of inspired by the original movie, which Tom Hanks played the lead in. So kind of an old movie, Turner and Hooch, and now is going to be kind of reimagined into a TV show. Another one is called Big Shot. This is, it's kind of, I guess, quoted as it's a celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball. This is going to star John Stamos, Yvette Nicole Brown, and Jessalyn Gilsig. So that'll be interesting. And then there is another one called The Mysterious Benedict Society, which is apparently a best-selling book series. And that's going to star Tony Hale and Kristen Schaal. So those are all going to be live-action TV shows that Disney Plus is going to put out. No word of release dates. Probably, I mean, a lot of this they're saying 2021 and in the future, but and also no idea if these will be weekly releases or all dumped in together. So far, I feel like Disney Plus has been doing the weekly releases, which is a good model for making more money, but we'll have to wait and see about that. So the next category is Walt Disney Studios motion picture productions. So they announced kind of a bunch of sequels / reimaginings or whatever you want to call it. So first one is Hocus Pocus 2, which I talked about in the last movie news. Big thumbs down from me. Then they are rebooting an old movie called 3 Men and a Baby. It was an old, I think, 80s with Tom Selleck, Ted Danson as two of the main roles. But this one, Zac Efron is kind of leading that one. So 3 Men and a Baby, kind of a reimagining or a reboot of the old movie. They're doing a Cheaper by the Dozen, another movie with Kenya Barris and Gabrielle Union. Then they are doing a new Sister Act, and Whoopi Goldberg is coming back with Tyler Perry producing that. So I think maybe the third Sister Act. Then there's going to be a new Chip and Dale movie with the subheading, whatever. I don't know what those are actually called, but Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is going to be a hybrid live action and animation, and it's going to star Andy Samberg and John Mulaney. So probably pretty good, even if it's geared toward children, because those two are pretty funny. So then they announced that Disney's just continuing to do live action, which I guess is fine. I have not been like super surprised or pleased or really anything with any of their live action stuff so far. It's all been just fine. Lion King was just fine. I would rather watch the original. Beauty and the Beast was probably less than fine. It did have one good new song, which I did enjoy. But so they're continuing with that. They're going to make a Pinocchio movie that's going to be directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Tom Hanks. And there was kind of a little teaser trailer, which didn't really show anything. Then also they're doing a Peter Pan and Wendy. Jude Law is going to be playing Captain Hook, and Yara Shahidi is going to be playing Tinkerbell. So those two movies just continuing along with the live action. They're also doing a kind of a sequel, Disenchanted, which is going to be a sequel to the Enchanted movie. Amy Adams is set to return as Giselle. No word yet of who else might be. Those are all kind of going to be projects coming down the pipeline. They're also doing kind of an animated twist on a couple of their older movies. So, or I guess some of these are animated. So they're doing Diary of the Wimpy Kid, kind of a new animated thing on that. The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild with Simon Pegg. It's going to be a new animated thing. And then they're kind of doing a reimagining, could be a sequel, I guess, to Night at the Museum that'll be animated as well. Continuing on, they kind of confirmed they're still working. Some of the stuff is like has been announced. Some of it is like just confirming. So they confirmed that Jungle Cruise is still coming out. That has Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt. They announced that they're doing a prequel to Lion King, kind of another live action Lion King. A lot of the original cast from the live action one is going to be returning for that. So like Donald Glover, Beyonce, different ones like that. They'll be returning. So it's going to be a prequel to Lion King. And then the Little Mermaid cast was once again confirmed, I guess. This has already kind of been announced. But the Little Mermaid cast might be the next big Disney one. Not sure really the timetable for that. But the cast they announced, Ariel is Halle Bailey. Sebastian is David Diggs. King Triton is Javier Bardem. Flounder is Jacob Tremblay. Ursula is Melissa McCarthy. Scuttle is Aquafina. And Prince Eric is Jonah Hauer King. I will watch these movies, but I honestly cannot say I'm excited for a remake of a Disney original cartoon movie. So that's my hot take. Boom. Kind of the next big movie that they've been teasing about is Raya and the Last Dragon. So they announced that is going to premiere in March. They're kind of using the same model as they did with Mulan, to where it will be on Disney Plus, but you have to pay $30. So they announced it there. They showed a couple of new pictures from that. Honestly, just kind of not interested when they just put it behind a paywall. So I'm sure that's going to be a good movie, but you're going to have to pay $30 to see it. Then they announced there's a new film called Encanto, which is Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to be kind of leading the new music for this movie. Encanto is going to take place in Colombia, and the kind of the synopsis is where a magical family live in a magical home. So that's kind of the base. That'll probably be several years before we see that. There was kind of a trailer teaser, but honestly, any Disney film with music by Lin-Manuel is going to be pretty good. So then they also announced a couple of animated series. So they're doing a series called Baymax, which is kind of based on Big Hero 6. They're doing a Zootopia Plus, just continuation of the Zootopia, Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, and then a Moana the series, kind of a new musical. There is a new kind of cool series that they announced called I honestly also don't know how to pronounce this. I'm gonna say Iwahu. Don't know. But it's going to be produced in collaboration with a Pan-African comic book and entertainment company called Kugali. So there's kind of some cool artwork so far. So looks kind of interesting. So a lot of that is just kind of like, hey, we're remaking all this. A lot of Disney stuff is like, hey, we're remaking stuff we've already made. So I can't say I'm like super excited for anything I just announced, but maybe you are. So I'll let you be the judge of that. So next up is a little bit more exciting. It is Pixar. So Pixar announced coming to Disney Plus is going to be the kind of first ever long form Pixar, which is going to be a new series called Win or Lose. So it's going to follow a middle school softball team in the week leading up to their championship game. And so each episode is going to be from a different perspective of a different character. So interesting that Pixar is getting into like series now. So this is kind of the first ever, so we'll see how that goes. Then they also announced 2 new Pixar movies. The first one is Turning Red. So it is about a young girl named May. So she experiences the kind of like synopsis is she experiences the awkwardness of being a teenager with an added twist. When she gets too excited, she transforms into a giant red panda. So that'd be interesting, I guess. Next, they announced a new movie called Lightyear. So this is, it's kind of about Buzz Lightyear, but it is not about the toy Buzz Lightyear that is in Toy Story. Essentially, this story, Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story movie is a toy based on a movie. So this is that movie. So it's the origin story of the hero that inspired the toy that is in Toy Story, the movie. So hopefully you understood that. But Chris Evans is going to do the voice of that, so that's exciting. And then they kind of released kind of a teaser trailer for that. And so then they also announced that their next, I guess the closest upcoming Pixar movie is called Luca, and that's allegedly going to be in theaters next summer. And what we were told about that is Luca is a celebration of the friendship between a boy named Luca and his best friend Alberto during their unforgettable summer. So tentatively June of 2021 will be the next big Pixar movie, but Turning Red and Lightyear will be a ways away, but kind of exciting, I guess. Pixar obviously does great work, so we'll have to wait and see about those. But here's the Marvel news. They kind of start off saying that there's going to be 3 new series. So 3 new series. Secret Invasion, which is about Samuel L. Jackson. He's going to come back as Nick Fury, and also Ben Mendelsohn's character from Captain Marvel, Talos, who's a Skrull. So I know Secret Invasion is a pretty big comic series for Marvel. It's about a bunch of the Skrulls coming to Earth, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be interesting. So new series there. Then one is called Ironheart, which is about Riri Williams, who's kind of a genius inventor. She's going to be played by Dominique Thorne. So she is essentially the second generation Iron Man. She creates a new Iron Man suit. She's like the next genius after Tony Stark. So I have actually seen her in some comics. So that's pretty cool that they're making her into its own series. And then they announced Armor Wars. That's going to star Don Cheadle as James Rhodes. He's War Machine. And so the synopsis is he's going to be facing Tony Stark's worst fears, which is what happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. So those are 3 series that was like actually pretty big news that we didn't know about. Then we got kind of a lot of just confirmations on different stuff. We got several new trailers. So WandaVision coming out next month. Got a new trailer for that. Got the first trailer for The Falcon and Winter Soldier, a trailer for Loki, a trailer for the What If series, and then kind of a sizzle, what they're calling a sizzle, like teaser trailer for Ms. Marvel. And then confirmation that Ms. Marvel will appear in Captain Marvel 2, which makes sense because a lot of that character's like origin, she like loves Captain Marvel, so names herself Ms. Marvel, kind of base. So that kind of makes sense. So kind of confirmation there. So those new trailers, definitely go check those out. I'm not going to spoil anything from those trailers, but there's a lot of cool stuff. So really excited for Marvel, or for WandaVision coming out next month. We kind of got official confirmation, obviously, for Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld joined the cast. Then another official confirmation for She-Hulk, which is a new Disney Plus series. Tatiana Maslany is going to star as She-Hulk, and actually Mark Ruffalo is going to be in that series along with Tim Roth, which is a surprise. So those kind of got confirmed, even though they've kind of been leaked a lot. Also confirmed a Moon Knight series, which we already knew about. Then there was announced there will be a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which is going to be directed by James Gunn. It's kind of going to film alongside Guardians 3, so it might be a while before we see that. And then a series of original shorts called I Am Groot. So kind of it's probably going to be Baby Groot or like Young Groot. So I Am Groot. Then they kind of announced/confirmed 2 new feature films that they had not yet previously officially confirmed. So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is going to be the 3rd film in the Ant-Man and the Wasp franchise. Peyton Reed is who directed the first 2 is going to be back. All the main cast: Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer. They're all going to be back. And then they are actually confirmed that they're introducing Jonathan Majors, who's going to play Kang the Conqueror, which in the comic book series is like one of the next major villains for of the Avengers. So like Thanos is a huge one, Kang the Conqueror is a big one, Galactus, different ones like that. So that'll be exciting. Probably going to set up just a lot more movies. He'll probably be, I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe like the next kind of big villain that the Avengers kind of have to face. And then they confirmed that the Fantastic Four movie is going to be made. And they confirmed that is being directed by John Watts, who did Spider-Man Homecoming. So super exciting that those like officially got confirmed, even though we kind of knew those were coming. So nothing like huge. I really enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming, so cool to see that director getting more. And then obviously the Ant-Man movies are really funny, so that should be good as well. They kind of just ran through their list of upcoming movies. Obviously Black Widow's on its way. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings apparently has finished filming. The Eternals is well underway. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was confirmed that it will tie in to both WandaVision and Sony's Spider-Man 3. Obviously, that has a ton of leaks already, so just kind of confirming, we kind of knew a lot of leaks already kind of were saying that Doctor Strange was going to be in those. So Doctor Strange will be also confirmed that he will be in the Spider-Man 3 movie. So that is going to open up a lot of possibilities for what they do with that. So pretty exciting about that. And we also got a kind of official confirmation that Christian Bale is playing the main villain called Gore the God Butcher in the next Thor movie called Love and Thunder. So kind of still, I don't know if it's like officially confirmed, but Jane Foster is going to have a huge role in that movie, possibly becoming Thor, based on some comic series where she becomes Thor. So that is pretty exciting. Natalie Portman's returning in that role. Then they confirmed Black Panther 2. Kevin Feige actually did confirm that T'Challa is not going to be recast after the passing of Chadwick Boseman. So obviously that is a huge loss just to the film industry. He was an amazing actor. But it is good to hear that they're not going to recast that role. They're just obviously going to find some way to continue that story without Chadwick. And then they also confirmed, or just kind of continued to confirm, there's a Blade movie coming out, and then Captain Marvel 2, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 3, obviously. So that's kind of all the Marvel news. There wasn't obviously 2 new films confirmed, and then those 3 series was kind of the biggest announcement that we got that hadn't been leaked yet. So that's kind of exciting. Most of all those series will be on Disney Plus, and those movies, at least at this point, will still be in theaters first, long before they come to Disney Plus. That was one kind of thing. They did kind of double down on the fact that Black Widow will be coming out in theaters instead of like going to the streaming platform. So Disney is still kind of committed to the theater release before moving the movies to the streaming platform. So don't expect any of the new feature films anytime soon straight to video platform. So next up, and kind of to finish off, we have Star Wars news, which is what I love the most and was excited for the most. So they did a great job of keeping a lot of this under wraps. Some of it has been like kind of leaked, confirmed previously, but a lot of this was like kind of brand new. So pretty excited about everything that they announced. Kind of starting off, one of the biggest announcements, the Obi-Wan series obviously has been in the works for a while, and that has been ongoing, hopefully going to be coming out soonish. But they confirmed that Hayden Christensen is going to be reprising his role, reprising as Darth Vader. So that is pretty huge news. Christian Haydenson obviously took a lot of hate for the prequels back when they came out. Obviously, after time passing, a lot of people love the prequels. So really exciting to see him back in the Star Wars universe. So just really excited for that show. This is going to take place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. It will be interesting if Obi-Wan and Darth Vader meet. Based on the movies, they don't meet in between. But 10 years after the events, that means that we could see young Luke, possibly young Leia. I mean, these could be 10-year-old Luke running around Tatooine with Obi-Wan. So pretty excited about that. Really don't know still much about that show, but obviously I think Hayden Christensen, he was a young actor, and I think he did a good job. He is enjoyable as Anakin, and I'm excited to see him as Darth Vader. I know he has kind of been out of acting for a while, so that's some pretty big news and just exciting. As I say, good for him. They did announce a bunch of new shows, a bunch of new series that will be coming to Disney Plus, more series that they haven't previously announced. These first 2 are going to be tied in to The Mandalorian. Essentially, they're set during the same time frame as The Mandalorian. So Ahsoka Tano is going to get her own show, which is super exciting. Ahsoka Tano is one of my favorite characters. I was super nervous for her live action debut in The Mandalorian, but I was pretty pleased with the show, or with the episode that she was in. So I am less worried. But honestly still kind of worried. It is exciting that obviously, she was looking for Thrawn in that episode, so possibly more Star Wars Rebels tie-in with that show. And they kind of announced, the other show is Rangers of the New Republic. So we don't really know what exactly that is, but Rangers of the New Republic and Ahsoka Tano show, they're all going to be crossing over with The Mandalorian as well moving forward. So we could see more Ahsoka, we could see more Thrawn, we could see Ezra Bridger coming back from Rebels. So just a lot of possibilities with those shows. So those were two of the new series that were announced. And then we had several more series. One that was already kind of rumored or kind of confirmed is going to be called Andor. So that is going to be Diego Luna reprising his role as Cassian Andor, who was in Rogue One. They had kind of a sizzle, not really like a trailer, but a sizzle about that. So that's exciting. I think Rogue One had a lot of interesting characters that just didn't really get time to be fleshed out. But yeah, I think Diego Luna was really good in that role, so I'm excited to kind of see what happens with that. They announced the Star Wars The Bad Batch, kind of confirming that is going to have its own series. This is a continuation from the final season of the Clone Wars animated show. This is just kind of a ragtag group of clones. Not super excited. I've seen all of Clone Wars. There was 4 episodes with The Bad Batch, and not really that exciting. Definitely aimed towards kids, and I say as if the whole Clone Wars wasn't aimed towards kids. But yeah, The Bad Batch is going to have its own show. So if you've seen the Clone Wars, I don't know anyone besides Cody who has, but you might be interested in that. Another show was called Star Wars Visions. Kind of the description was it is a series of animated short films through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators. So anime Star Wars, I'm super here for. I think anime has an incredible art style. So, and I've seen fan-made kind of anime Star Wars stuff. So I'm super excited about that. We don't really know anything else besides that, so we'll just have to wait and see. Another one is Lando. Obviously, Lando Calrissian is going to get his own show. There is no confirmation whether it is going to be the Billy D. Williams Lando or the Donald Glover Lando. I had seen a lot of rumors and speculation that one of the characters in The Rise of Skywalker, at the end, she kind of has a weird moment with Lando where he is like, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, let's find out." And I've heard that is kind of a setup for the show, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is Billy D. Williams. I think Donald Glover probably has a lot going on already, but who knows? It would be also pretty cool to see both of them, kind of an old Lando and young Lando in the same show. So really, we don't have no information about that, but that is kind of, I guess, exciting. He's a cool character that's just never really done a whole lot. So we'll see what happens. Then another show is called The Acolyte. This is going to be helmed by Leslie Headland, who created Netflix's Russian Doll. So I heard positive reviews of that show, so there's hope. This one is kind of synopsis is it is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. So that's super exciting. Anything new time period of Star Wars, I'm definitely excited about. For those that don't know, the High Republic kind of takes place. So they have the Old Republic, which is a lot of Star Wars lore that is a lot of characters that are well loved. So it's like High Republic. Then there's the Old Republic. Then there's the High Republic. Then there's the main Skywalker saga, essentially. So exciting that I think Disney is probably best, or I think Star Wars is going to be best moving forward when they move away from the Skywalker saga. So really excited about that, especially kind of a mystery show. I think would be really cool. Next one is called A Droid Story. Apparently there's going to be a new droid who's going to be introduced alongside R2-D2 and C-3PO. Yeah, I think the droids are just crazy loved by a lot of Star Wars fans. not really my thing. For some reason, I've just never really been able to get behind being excited about the droids. So we'll see about that. We'll see what happens with that. Then there's another series called Willow, and that's going to be a new series with Warwick Davis coming back. So my understanding is Willow is an Ewok. I could be totally off base, but possibly a new Ewok series. So it could be interesting. I don't really know what else there is to explore with that world, but yeah, that'd be interesting. So that's all the new series that was announced. There was they confirmed, they said, hey, remember when we announced that Taika Waititi is doing a Star Wars movie? That's well in development. So hopefully we're going to get that within the next year or two. Then they announced that Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, she is going to be helming the next, or a new Star Wars feature film. So that one is going to be called Rogue Squadron. They kind of released kind of a, I guess, teaser, essentially Patty Jenkins talking about it, and pretty exciting. So just basically she wanted to make a fighter pilot movie, and teamed up with Star Wars. So I think that the space battles, kind of the fighter pilot stuff, basically all the Star Wars ships have an incredible sounds to them and designs. So that could be exciting. Also, definitely with the possibility of being able to bring in a lot of cameos by different people. I know there was a new Star Wars game, Star Wars Squadrons video game just released, so possible tie-in with that. I'm not really sure. So nothing really announced with that. Tentative release date for December 2023. So definitely still have some time, but I thought Wonder Woman was really good. I'm really excited for Wonder Woman 84. And so I think that, hopefully kind of a contained Star Wars movie about ship battles and different things, like fighter pilots and different things, could be really good. So really excited about that. And obviously super excited about Taika Waititi's Star Wars film. No new news, unfortunately, about that. But that's kind of the Star Wars. A lot of that is pretty brand new that I wasn't aware of. I hadn't seen any leaks or rumors about. But yeah, so that is Disney. That was kind of what all was dropped Disney Investors Day. If I missed anything, please drop it in the comments if you guys have any thoughts or anything. I'd love to hear. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, I think this is just a huge move for Disney. I think that they really probably jumped into the streaming game knowing that all this was in the future, but not really being worried about having everything up front. Probably just jumped into having a streaming platform, working out some kinks, having The Mandalorian to kind of draw people in, and then they essentially just had just a long list of things that they're working on. So I feel like Disney really works ahead in the future very well. So definitely excited for that. There's going to be just a lot of content coming. And I think obviously Disney Plus is a great platform that you can just kind of come and go. You can sign up for a couple of months and then cancel your subscription for a while and then come back. So I think it's a good series and good for the fans. There's a lot to be seen. So would love to hear your comments, and thanks for watching.